computers are much more faster than this. Computers can process the data in terms of microseconds. And a microsecond is 10 raised to minus 6. Not visible? Yes, listen with your ears. 10 raised to minus 6 means you can visualize now. Yes. Then 10 raised to minus 6 means 10 lakh part of a second. When 10 lakh microseconds come together, it forms 1 second. It can process the data in terms of nanosecond. And a nanosecond is equivalent to 10 raised to minus 9. Or 10 raised to minus 9 means 100 crores. And 100 crores means we Indians. 100 crores. Right from Kanyakumari to Kashmir. But I was talking on the lower end. But this is not the end of the story. Computers can process the data in terms of picosecond. And a picosecond is equivalent to 10 raised to minus 12. I cannot tell you how much is this 10 raised to minus 12. Mathematically, I can solve it. See, 10 raised to minus 12 is nothing but 1 upon 10 raised to 12. Am I right? Yes, sir. Which means it is equal to 1 upon 1. Wait up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Am I right? I don't know 11 and 12. 11 and 12. That means full 1 dozen zeros. Which is equal to 0 point all these 12 zeros at 1. Am I right? This is the speed of computers. This is the speed of computers. Now you tell me, can you answer my question in this speed? Don't ask me a question, sir. Can you ask us the question in this speed? I cannot ask you a question at this speed, and you cannot answer at this speed because we are all human beings, and that too normal. You are normal, huh? Normal again? Understanding? That is the meaning of the term fast. Processing speed. It could go up into picoseconds, and today's processors are processing the data in 0.2 picoseconds. 0.001 picosecond is faster than a picosecond also, and that is the speed of computers. Got it? What exactly it is? A computer is a fast. Then, now what do we understand by this term accurate? Yeah, I don't want the book meaning of the term accurate. What exactly it means? Again, I'm passing a bold statement in this class. You tell me whether you accept this statement or not. I say, computers are never ever wrong. Let me finish. Computers never ever make any mistake. Computers never ever give us any error. Is my statement right? Yes. Or my statement wrong? Do you accept my statement or you oppose my statement? Yes. If you say you are opposing my statement, you are right. And if you say that my statement is absolutely right, then you are absolutely right. Okay, how this can happen? It can happen. It can happen. And I'll prove with the help of an example. Okay, how exactly these things happen. What's your name? Huh? Yeah, Pinky is the pet name, right? Ram Prakash. Okay. Fusion of two gods. Acha. Silent or switch off. Okay. Let's assume that Mr. Ram Prakash what's that person? Why you had this doubt? Mahipal. Listen. Fine. I should appreciate that whatever he said at that particular time was very good. It entertained us. But if everyone starts saying in this way, you will end up only entertaining yourself. Are you here for entertainment or for learning? So this was the first time and this was the last time. Okay? Whatever jokes are required to be cracked, if there is a tension in this classroom, I'll ease it off. But that is my responsibility. Okay? I don't want any inputs from you until and unless I ask it. Right? I always like that my classroom should be very easy. People should not be tense because I've seen people taking tension of information technology. And it is very, very disturbing. When they start learning also, they feel tense. So I would normally like to keep my lecture very smooth, fun going. Okay? But this is not the way. Okay? This was the first time. Last time for everyone. Not first time for everyone. Otherwise, finished. Okay? So we are assuming that Mr. Ram Prakash is a software professional. Okay? And I've learned from you only that the most posh area, happening area in Chennai is Boys Garden. Am I right? So let's assume that Ram Prakash resides in an apartment in Boys Garden. Okay? And I said he's a software professional. He's not working for a company. He's working for himself. He's a freelancer. That means he goes in the industry, he learns the manual system over there, comes back to his residence, okay, and then he starts computing, he writes program, and he converts a manual system into a computerized one, goes back to the industry, implements the software, gives training, and in one project he earns maybe 10 to 15 lakhs. And if he even does 3 to 4 projects per year, he'll be earning around 50 lakhs. And 50 lakhs means, as per Indian government, you are super rich. Okay? And that is enough. So, he's residing in Boys Garden. Now, there will be a series of questions that I'll be asking you, and only you will answer. Only you will answer. Others, just listen what the question is and what the answer is. Okay. Mr. Ram Prakash. It was Saturday night. Okay. And it was raining very heavily. So Ram Prakash says, rains, you have nothing to do. Best thing is go to sleep. Okay? He goes to sleep. Sunday morning, obviously after Saturday is Sunday. Sunday morning he gets up, okay, around 7 o'clock, and the rain has gone. And the immediate morning after that rain is very soothing, nice climate, right? And you want to start programming in that particular climate. Tell me what you will do. I'll give you some options. Number one option, you will close all the doors and windows back. You'll switch on the AC and then you'll start your computer and you'll start thinking and then you'll write code. Or option two, in this very good environment, in this very good climate, you will open all your windows and doors. You allow the cool breeze inside and then you will start programming. What will you do, Ram Prakash? Option 2, he is absolutely right. Okay, India is anyway suffering from deficit of electricity. Okay, so he's right. Okay, and then he starts programming. And the program has got some lines. One of the lines says A plus B equal to C. One of the line in his programming says A plus B equals C. Now, when Mr. Ram Prakash was typing this line A plus B equal to C, I said, boys garden, posh area, glamorous area. When he was typing this particular line, a very, very, very beautiful girl along with her small doggy was taking a morning walk. And again, no assumptions. Ram Prakash is young. Okay? He's normal. So it is quite obvious. Ram Prakash, right? Or you stare at boys. Otherwise, people is there to stare. This will happen. This will happen or not? It is quite obvious. Girls? No? Am I bothering you? No? It is quite obvious, it is quite natural, and we believe that beauty should not be ignored. Otherwise, we are insulting beauty. Acha. Now, there is a statement which I should say only in Hindi. Then only you will get the impact of it. When he's typing all these things, okay? Nazar hati, durghatna ghati. Okay, suppose the value of A he gives as 5 and the value of B he gives as 5. Tell me what answer he is expecting. What answer he'll get? I said, hey, just a minute. I didn't tell you what mistake he made. Instead of plus, he wrote minus. Lacking concentration. Your mind was somewhere else. And you could not make out what you were typing. So instead of plus, he wrote minus. And Ram Prakash is a thorough gentleman. He won't go behind that girl. Okay, he's a thorough gentleman. He comes back, okay, he concentrates, he saves this program. Okay, and now tell me, if the value of A is 5, if the value of B is 5, what answer he is expecting? 10. What answer he will get? 0. And when you are expecting 10, and when you get a 0, don't you think your ego will be disturbed? Huh? Don't you think your ego will be disturbed? Okay, he'll say, I am a computer professional. Okay, a great programmer, and this bloody idiot computer is giving me a 0. Don't you think your ego will be disturbed? कुछ भी करने का लेकिन ego हर नहीं करेगा. Yeah, are you understanding what I'm saying? Now tell me, who is wrong over here? Computer is wrong or Ram Prakash is wrong? Whose mistake it is? And remember, I gave you only 2 options. Don't think about the third option. So it was Ram Prakash who made the mistake. That means my statement is absolutely right. Computers are never ever wrong. Computers never ever make any mistake. Computers never ever give any error provided the data that you give is right. the instructions that you are giving is right and the software that you are using is right. It's not a pirated one. It should be licensed. So don't you think computers are always right? So I say the computer is accurate. So a computer is a fast, accurate, David. Computer is a fast, accurate electronic device. Now, the next question is, what is an electronic device? That boy, just a minute, that boy, what's your name? Yes. Abhishek, stand straight now. Abhishek, don't shake. Abhishek, you said that it was an electronic device, right? Can you tell me what is an electronic device? Which works on electricity is an electronic device. Then my next question is, what is an electrical device? I changed my question. Okay. What is the difference between electrical device and electronic device? Don't say that, sir, spelling is different. Yes? I always think that particular section is a different classroom. They are not with us. First of all, is there any difference? There is a difference. So what is the difference? Huh? What is CDC? Alternate current and direct current. So what is alternate current? Electronic. What's your name? Raj. Yes, Raj, tell me. AC/DC is the difference?
Devices work in alternate current are called electronic device.
Others are called electrical device. Which device works at your residence? Which device works on direct current? Tell me. Fan. Direct current. Alternate current. But then electronic device, direct current. Which any device you tell me which works on direct current? DC. Hey, that's not the difference. I'll tell you what is the difference between electrical and electronic. There are two differences. One is called as physical bifurcation and the other one is called as functional bifurcation. Physical bifurcation means you can make out by seeing at it. This is electrical, this is electronic. And functional difference is that difference which you can make out when the device is performing. Okay? Let's start with the very first one. Physical bifurcation. Boys, you play cricket?
Yes, sir.
I'm taking an example. I believe that by giving examples of normal life, you'll be able to understand the things better. Okay, you play cricket?
Yes, sir.
Suppose if you are playing cricket and you happen to see a tube light, a break that long tube light. Okay, what do you do? Yeah, break it, simple. Okay, but there is a way, there is a style of breaking it. Okay, you take it, you put it inside mud, you make it stand erect, you go far away, you pick up stones or maybe ball, and then try to hit it, and then you enjoy it. There's a nice blast, and then that tube light is blasted, right? Okay. Now, as you have broke a tube light, is there anyone in this classroom who has broke a television set? TV. And forget about it. But you must have seen a television set which was open from behind.
Yes, sir.
Right? Okay. See, when you break a tube light, what do you get from inside? What do you get inside? Nothing. White powder and pieces of glass, that's it. But when you open a television set, you see a green colored motherboard on the base.
Yes, sir.
Okay, there are some transistors and receptors. Am I right or wrong? Any device having a motherboard is called as electronic device, and any device not having this motherboard is called as electrical device. Are you understanding? So in computers, you see a motherboard. So computer is a electronic device, and tube light is a electrical device. No AC and DC. If you touch a DC, you will stick to that electricity wire and you'll be burned alive. क्रियाक्रम भी नहीं करना पड़ेगा. DC is very dangerous. It is used by Indian railways. No one else uses DC. Rest everything is AC. Everything is AC. Okay. I said bifurcation number 2. Now, suppose you switch on a bulb, incandescent bulb. What happens? Bulb glows, you get light. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
You switch on the tube light. What happens? Tube light glows, we get light. Am I right? But tube light glows in a style. It is and then we get light. Am I right? You switch on a fan, what happens? That fan goes round and round and round and round, and we can feel air. Am I right? Yes or no? But tell me, have such things happened with you in the past? You switch on a tube light. You switch on a tube light, and then that tube light glows. It starts. And then the same tube light goes round and round and round and round, and we can feel air also. Have such things happened with you? Huh? High-tech devices fitted inside your residence. What I mean to say is, all these devices perform only one task at a given point of time. Bulb gives us light, tube light gives us light, fan gives us air, that's it. But a television set, it does a number of things together simultaneously. We can see the picture, movie, right or wrong? We can listen, okay, we can hear, we can change channel. This is the only thing that we do on television set. Huh? So, this particular tube light, TV, fan are performing only one thing at a time. But our television set, we can see, we can hear, we can change channel, okay? Then we can scan the channels, we can change the brightness, the contrast, the color. Some television set comes with games. And then there is a very special feature about a television set, child lock. Only children use it to lock the channel of their parents. Today's child knows everything. Parents don't know what the functions are. Okay, kids know everything. So this television set is performing n number of things at a given point of time. That's why it is called as electronic. Same way is the case with computers. You can do programming. Huh? You can play a game on it. You can do accounts. You can do presentations, PowerPoint. You can draw a picture, paintbrush. You can listen to music. You can watch a movie. You can draft a letter. Rajkumar is drafting a letter. Dear grandmother. Am I right or wrong? Yes. So, don't you think this is one single computer performing n number of jobs? Device ek, kaam anek. That's why it is called as an electronic device. Got the bifurcation? What is electrical, what is electronic? No power supply, nothing doing. Electrical, one job at a time, not having the motherboard. Electronic, multiple jobs at a given point of time, having a motherboard. And don't believe me, don't trust me. Your calculators, check it out for yourself. Open it, you will see a green color board. You can perform n number of operations with that calculator. Like Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, square root, percentage, memory functions, and if it is a scientific calculator, then oh God, I can't use it. Am I right or wrong? Yes or no? And on that calculator, it is written somewhere, electronic calculator. So can I say that a computer is an electronic device? Yes, so a computer is a fast, accurate electronic device which accepts data. Which accepts data. Now, the next question to you is, what is data? Information. So, never ever say this again in your life. Data is not information, and information is not data. There is nothing to do with inputs. I'll explain the difference between data and information again with the help of an example. Or should I talk in technical terms? Example. Everyone in this classroom, do you have a mind? Can you think? Can you become creative? Okay, then answer my question. Take 2 minutes if you want, I don't mind. I am writing something on this paper. I am writing something. Okay? Use your brain, use your heart, use your creativity, use your imagination, use anything. But explain me what I have written and what is going on inside your mind. Amol, 2014 IT. Don't wait. Don't reply me immediately. Take 2 minutes. Don't discuss. It should be your own answer, not a collaborated answer. Take 2 minutes. Think on it. Try to develop some meaning. Use your creativity. Take 2 minutes. See, no one is able to tell me what exactly it means. Everyone is having their own perception. Am I right? Someone is saying that this is the year in which you are teaching. Someone is saying that it is an email ID, this and that. Okay, I'll tell you what it means. Amol is my first name. 20 is the number of years I took formal education. First standard to 10th standard, 10 years. 11th standard to TY BCom, that is graduation, 5 years, 15. MCom, 2 years, 17. MCA, Masters in Computer Application, 3 years, 20 years. I don't count junior and senior. Okay, so 20 years of formal education, having 14 years of teaching experience, will be teaching you a subject of information technology. Now, in everybody's mind, same thing will be going? No. Then what are you thinking about? Okay. Prior to this, that was data. It was just a collection of some characters and numbers. That's it. Nothing more than that. Okay. Everyone were having their own thoughts. But now it is same with everyone. Everyone has got the same meaning. So data is raw information. And information is finalized data, processed data. Okay, which has got some meaning, which is meaningful. Okay, so the work of a computer is to accept the data, processes it. Now, what do you understand by this term, processes it? See, if I start talking in technical terms, processing means shell management, kernel management, thread management. All these things will be very heavy for you. I'll tell you in simple terms what is processing, again with the help of one example. Okay. Now, Indians know only one game. Cricket. Chennai Super Kings versus Mumbai Indians. Let's talk about national integration. India versus Pakistan. Okay. There is a cricket match going on between India versus Pakistan. Okay. And Junaid Khan, bowler, Pakistani bowler. He is bowling to Shikhar Dhawan. See, we Indians know only one thing: win the toss and take batting. Even though even if we are playing gully cricket at our residence nearby, we first win the toss and first batting. Rest afterwards. Okay. So, cricket match starts. It's a international match, ODI. India versus Pakistan. Pakistan bowling to India. Junaid Khan bowling to Muchhad. That is Shikhar Dhawan. And we are all statisticians. Okay, we will be recording. First ball. Junaid Khan balls outside the off stump. Dhawan slashes and 6 over the point boundary. Those who understand, very good. Those who don't understand, 6, sir. You understand? What's your name? Sorry? You understood what I said? To some extent. Anyone who have understood it properly? No one, na? I was right means. Those who understand everything, that is fine. Those who understand something little bit, sixer to समझते ना? Boundary के बाहर full toss to sixer. Point win जानूँ आपने को क्या करने का? Ball गया है बाहर बस. Okay. Now this particular event has to be recorded. Hey boys. So I am asking this information to go inside a system. That is done with the help of input device. It goes inside a system means where exactly it goes? It goes to the CPU. And when it goes inside the CPU, this is the CPU. Where exactly it goes? It goes to the CU. CU is called as the control unit. And this control unit will help us, this control unit will send the data to the memory unit. Because we want to store this data. So now this data goes inside MU, that is the memory unit. Second ball. Junaid Khan balls on legs of Dhawan. Dhawan flicks and boundary behind the wicket. Flicking, boundary, behind the wicket, technical things, you understand. Those who don't understand, it's a boundary. Again, the same thing has to be done. Third ball, deadly Yorker, middle stick is out, Dhawan is out. Now this match, now this match continues for some time. And you switch on the television set maybe after 1 hour. What you would like to see? Scoreboard. Yeah, but what data you want? Score, yes, and wickets and overs and run rate. Someone said it, run rate, that's it. I want only these things. I'm interested in score, I'm interested in run rate. What is score? It is total number of runs scored in each over or in each delivery. And what is run rate? Total number of runs divided by number of overs. Am I right? Yes, but who will do all these calculations? Addition is required to be done. Division is required to be done. Who will do this? CU? Illa. CU is like a traffic police. Here you wait, you go, you wait, and now you go. He's handling this traffic. MU? No way. MU is just eating. It is just storing the data. Take the data, store the data. Store it, store it, store it, store it, store it. It's just storing the data. So the third component, yes, the third component is called as ALU. Arithmetical and logical unit will be doing all these calculations. So the data which is stored inside the MU goes to the CU, from CU it goes to the ALU, and now ALU is the right component which will be doing all the calculations. It will be doing all the calculations. Now the answer is ready inside the ALU. How will you see the answer? You'll open the computer, you will see inside, and then you will see the answer. Ideally, ideally, you would like to see this output on the output device. So the same output goes to the ALU, and from ALU it goes to output devices. Understanding? And whatever we have seen inside this classroom, data traveling from here to here, 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 and from here out. This is nothing but something called as processing. Acceptance of the data, storage of data, performing some functions on that data, and throwing the data out on some output device is nothing but something called as processing. So processes it and gives the output. What is output? Whatever we give to the computer is input, and whatever computer gives back to us is output. Everyone knows it. Gives the output as per users. Use the output as per user's requirement. Now what exactly we mean by this user's requirement? Listen, listen, listen. First and the foremost thing, who is a user? Who uses the computer is wrong. Why? I'll tell you. Suppose there is a porter. You bring a big computer, and that porter lifts up your computer and he drops it at your home. He is using it. Is he the user? No. This boy, what's her name? Prasanna. Says he's accessing the data. Okay. Prasanna, suppose you are my subordinate, and I ask you to show me the sales report of this quarter. Okay. We'll do something on the screen. You are the user? Yes. I'm seeing it. I'm the user? As per your definition, you are accessing it, you are the user. I am seeing it, I am the user. But there is a person who must have developed the software for converting it into graph. That is also the user. But that is not reflected in your answer. Any person who interacts with a computing system directly or indirectly is a user. A person who gives input is the user. A person who sees the output is the user. A person who writes the program coding for converting input into output is the user. A person who connects computers with each other, a person who forms a network is a user. Each and every person who interacts with the computing system directly or indirectly is a user. And we would like to take the output in the way we want, not in the way computer wants to give. Suppose you watch any cricket match, you see the scoreboard. The scoreboard is same, the format is same. You watch a T20, you watch a ODI, you watch Test cricket, you watch IPL, you watch the Big Bash, Champions Trophy, any cricket, Dulip Trophy, Mendes Trophy, anything. Scoreboard format remains the same. Suppose I change the format. See that news channel, you have a scrolling bar. Okay, you have a scrolling bar. In that format, suppose if I show you the scoreboard. Gautam came, became Gambhir and went away. Sachin came, went. Sehwag came and went. Dhoni came. In one line, if that entire scoreboard is flashed, will you be able to analyze that scoreboard? Hey, we would like to see the scoreboard in the format that we like. Name of the team, name of the player, how did he got out, number of runs he scored, number of balls he consumed, fall of wickets, extras, this, that, everything. Am I right or wrong? So don't you think we would require the output in the way we want? So it should give the output as per user's requirement. Okay, so computer is a fast, accurate electronic device which accepts the data, processes it and gives the output as per user's requirement. See, this definition seems very simple, but there are n number of hidden things which you came to know now. You know what is data, you know what is information. When I say processing, you should know it is the relationship between input, output, storage and the process. When I say output, you should know it. When I say user, you should know who it is. Electronic device, no one was knowing in this class what is the difference between electrical and electronic. When I say accurate, you need to understand. When I say fast, see, each and every term had something. Right or wrong? Yes or no? So now you can take down whatever is there. Now, whatever I am showing you in this particular chart will come in some or the other chapter. There is no specific chapter saying all these things belongs to one chapter. It will be spread across many chapters, right? Computing system. What are the various components under computers? First and the foremost component that I want to discuss is called as hardware. What is hardware? All the physical, tangible components of a computing system is called as hardware. Right? Okay. You take a cabinet, motherboard inside it. You can see it, you can touch it. Okay, it's hardware. Hard disk is hardware. RAM chip, ROM chip, hardware. Floppy disk, CD drives, DVD drives. What is that? Hard disk. A keyboard, hard disk, a mouse. What it is? Hardware. And you know that big monitors, CRT monitors, Ganpati Bappa Moria, big one. Okay, what is that? That is nothing but something called as hardware. So hardware refers to all the physical, tangible components of a computing system. Okay, then what is software? That is the next component. That is the next component. Suppose Mr. Ramakrishnan goes, Ram Prakash, okay. If Mr. Ram Prakash goes to a computer market, that is a computer peripherals market, he goes there, he brings all the hardware components, he joins it. Will his computer work? No. He's saying yes, others are saying no. It will work? It won't work. It won't work until and unless if you don't install software inside it, how it is supposed to work. So the next component under computers is software. What is software? Perfectly intangible. Perfectly intangible. Okay. And software is collection of programs. What is a software? It's a collection of programs. Then what is a program? A program is a logical collection of commands. Program is a logical collection of commands. Now, why it is called as a logical collection of commands? Why? Logical means everything has to happen in a sequence. The sequence is very important. The order is very important. I will give you one example. Everyone in this classroom is using leatherware, shoes, sandals, chappals, okay, belt, bags, wallets, purse, etc., etc., etc. Right? How exactly this particular leatherware is made? It's prepared. What's the process? Number one, animal has to be caught. Obviously, it has to be killed. Then the skin is pulled out. It is to be washed. then the unwanted parts which come along with that skin has to be cut off, right? Then it is dried. It is dried. Now every skin has pores, and that's why the skin is so fat. Now that skin takes some beating, it is smashed, and then the skin size, I mean to say the thickness is reduced. This process is called as tanning. And now you have big sheet of leather. It is cutted, molded, stitched, polished, and then you can have a shining shoes. Am I right? Now this has to happen in a sequence. Am I right or wrong? Suppose I change this sequence, what will happen? I catch hold of an animal, I kill it, I pull out the skin, and then I tie it on my feet. And I keep it in the sun for soaking or for drying it. Huh? Is it done? Fresh shoes. Is it fine? I'll cut the skin a rectangle, exact rectangle. I'll fold it, stitch it, and generally will use it. Fresh. Blood is also dripping there. Is it fine? Will you use it? No chance. We won't use it. So don't you think each and everything should happen in a sequence, in an order? And that is nothing but a program. A program contains instructions that has to be written in a specific sequence, in a specific order. Search the file, open the file, edit the file, save the file. Am I right or wrong? Don't you think this is a logical sequence? Edit the file and then open it. How it is possible? How editing is possible before opening? First open, then edit. Open the file and then search it. First search the file, then open it. Close the file and then do editing. It is very absurd. Okay, it has to happen in a specific sequence, and that exactly is nothing but software. So what is software? Software is collection of programs. And what is a program? It is a logical collection of commands. Now you have the hardware ready, you have the software ready. Now tell me, will this computer system work? Yes or no? Some people still are saying no. Why? Electricity. Electricity is also there. Then still it won't work. Because you require a person to switch it on. It might sound very silly, but it is a fact. Until and unless a person doesn't switch it on, will the computer work? And if the computer starts working without switching it on, then that day is not far away when we will be the slave of machines. Terminator, rise of machines. Right or wrong? Yes, robo. So the third component, which is very, very important inside a computer system, is called as liveware. It is called as what? Liveware. So these are the three components: hardware, software, liveware. Let me explain you the importance of this hardware, software and liveware. Okay, importance of hardware, software and liveware. Abhishek brought a brand new Sony Bravia LED 4K television set for 4 lakh rupees. Okay, and then he hangs that TV on his wall. Will that TV work? No. You bring any television set, until and unless you don't have that cable connection from behind, okay, it won't work. That means you have best of the hardware. But if you are not having software, what is the use of that hardware? No use. It doesn't mean that only software is important, hardware is not important. Okay, suppose there is a cable line over here. Okay, no television set. What do you do then? You hold that cable line and then you stand. What are you doing? I'm watching a match. Watching television set. This way. Having hardware is fine. You need software. And just having software is also not enough. You need hardware. So hardware and software both are important. And I need not elaborate the importance of liveware. They are always important. I'll give you one more example to explain the importance of hardware and software. Suppose there is a dead body kept over here. A human dead body. A full decorated. Full decorated means what is tirdi? That set of bamboos. Okay, it is tied together. The dead body is kept. It is covered with a white colored cloth. Then the cotton is put, the tulsi pan, and then all it is fully decorated. What is the difference between that dead body and we human beings? Yes, this boy, Mr. Nanda Kumar, gave me the right answer. Hey, hello. Hey, bhai. तेरे को सोने का तो घर पे जाना यार. Saturday night full बाहर था क्या? हाँ? पार्टी किया कल? तो सोने का था ना घर पे आराम से. तेरे को देख के मेरे को नींद आता है यार. एक तो सुबह 6:30 बजे लेक्चर चालू करो. Hey, listen. We are having the soul, and that dead body is not having the soul. Is there soul in your body? Yes. Have you seen it? No. Oh, see my soul. Have you seen it? Can you feel your? Yes. Yes. Can you feel your soul? Today it is inside my stomach. I can feel it. It is over here. I can feel that. Can you feel your soul? Arey, you can't touch it, you can't see it, but we know na there is soul inside our body. Yes, software. That is nothing but something called as software. But again, it does not mean that only software is important. Suppose there is only software and there is no hardware. What's the use? Arey, you will be sitting on some banyan tree. Are you require this hardware na? So hardware and software both are important. Are you understanding the importance of hardware and software? Yes, so again, hardware, it is tangible. All the physical tangible components of a computing system is called as hardware. Software is collection of programs. Program is logical collection of commands, and liveware is the people, the individuals who are interacting with the computing system. Is it fine till here? Forget about software and liveware for the time being. We are concentrating on hardware. Hardware is further divided into two parts. One is called as the CPU, and the other one is called as hey, hello. CPU and peripheral devices. What is CPU? Have you seen a central processing unit? Yes. In my entire life, I have not seen a CPU. How come you have seen a CPU? What do you mean? That big box is a CPU? Yes. I'm sorry, it is not. It is a cabinet. It's a cabinet. Okay. Then, you mean to say that processing part which is done inside the computer, is that a CPU? It is not, it's a processor. It is a processor. Your Intel, AMD, Athlon, Duron, i3, i5, i7, n number of processors are available. Where is the CPU? Just go out in the market and bring a CPU for me. Show me a packing, a box, something which says contains 1 CPU. Show me. I'll lose everything that I have today. Tomorrow नहीं, कल तो मेरा बैंक बैलेंस पूछेगा तो आज वॉलेट में जितना पैसा है सब दे देगा. Can you show me such box? See, if you buy a cell phone, that box says 1 cell phone, 1 unit. Okay? When you buy a cold drink, it says 300 ml, 500 ml, something that packaging says. Show me any package, show me any packet, show me any box, any bag which says net contains 1 CPU. CPU is a concept. CPU is a concept. CPU is actually the combination of processor and memory. Processor and memory, when you bring them together, it is called as CPU. It's not available in the market. You ask for a processor, you will get it. You ask for memory chip, RAM, ROM, you will get it. But you can't buy a CPU. Okay? Now, so CPU is further divided into processor and memory. What is processor? I told you, the actual brain of a computer is nothing but the processor. Okay? This processor makes the CPU run. And this CPU is called as the heart of the computer, that is hardware. And what is memory? Obviously, you require to store some things temporarily or maybe permanent, whatever is the case, that is stored inside memory. Okay? Then, when we talk about processor, it is further divided into 3 parts. One is called as CU, as you know it. The control unit, it controls the functioning of the processor. Next is called as ALU, that is arithmetical and logical unit. All the arithmetical and logical operations. Arithmetical means addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Okay, relational means greater than, less than, greater than equal to, less than equal to, not equal to. And logical means combining 2 conditions, and or. All such type of functions are performed by the ALU. Then there is a third component called as third one is called as cache memory. It has to be pronounced as cache memory and not chachi memory. Cache memory. Cache memory is that memory which is used by the processor itself. Okay, the basic operations which are required to be performed will be done by the cache memory. Okay, and then we are now coming to memory. This is that memory. Okay, primary and secondary. Actually, secondary memory goes into peripheral devices. Let's talk about the primary memory. This primary memory is further divided into RAM and ROM. It is divided into RAM and ROM. Now, what is RAM? Everyone answers this question. It is random access memory. But now my question to you is, why exactly it is called as random access memory? What's the reason why we call it as random access memory?
Because it keeps in memory the activities which you are simultaneously doing when the system is working on. But it randomly accesses all the things.
It randomly accesses all the things.
Keeps in memory whatever the random things we are doing at the same time.
Not convincing. Multitasking. It's very simple. It is very simple. Suppose there is a 7th-story building. 7th, 6th, 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st, ground floor. Entrance. And now you want to go directly to the 6th floor. Can you directly go to the 6th floor? Yes, how? Lift directly goes to the 6th floor. Are lift also goes first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Helicopter, if you directly crash it, okay, as the crash took place at World Trade Center in New York, then it is fine. Helipad, 6th floor पे helipad. अबे ऊपर 7th floor है ना, तो क्या बालकनी से अंदर आएगा? Hey, suppose, see, it is impossible. It is impossible. It is possible only if you are a Superman, or a Spider-Man, or a Krish, or a Shaktiman, or a Hanuman. Or you are a Angry Bird. Directly 6th floor. But we are all normal human beings. We can't do this. We can't do this. See, random access memory means accessing a memory location on that memory chip randomly without going through a sequence. Now this building is down. Now this exactly becomes your RAM chip. And this RAM chip is divided into several memory chips or several memory locations. Okay. What's your name? Hussein. Now, I searched for Mr. Hussein randomly. Have I searched him sequentially? Hussein? No. Hussein? Hussein, 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 Hussein. This is called as sequential or serial. But I access that particular boy randomly. Am I right or wrong? This is called as random access. You are accessing any memory location randomly, maybe for storing the data or maybe for retrieving the data. That's why it is called as random access memory. Now are you understanding what is random access memory? Okay, so this is RAM. Now this particular RAM has got several subtypes. We have SRAM, that is static RAM. Then we have DRAM, that is dynamic RAM. We have SDRAM. SDRAM means it is not static dynamic RAM. It is synchronous dynamic random access memory. Then we have, which is there available in today's market, that's called as DDR. That is a double data rate. Okay. Advanced version of DDR is DDR2, and which is now the latest trend in the market is DDR3. All these three are a type of RAM only. I'm sorry, SDRAM. This is a type of SDRAM. Okay, DDR, DDR2, DDR3, double data rate. Okay, that's nothing but RAM. Now, talking about ROM. What is ROM? Everyone will answer. It is read-only memory. Now I am asking you, what is the use of read-only memory? Temporary? No. Saving function of a particular operation? No. Saving process data? Absolutely not. I cannot hear you when you say in chorus. Just raise your hand and then tell me. Just you are murmuring something in your, yes, there. I am asking you the use. Where exactly it will be used? Only to read, not to write. No, again, it is wrong. I always feel that this generation is very smart. But this smartness only limits you up to the operations of a specific device. The technology part, how exactly it works, the architecture, no one is interested in that. Smartphone, you will teach me how to use it. But what exactly happens? How a touchscreen works? Hey, we don't know that. But if you touch over here, this application will be uploaded, downloaded, it will be executed. How that touchscreen is working, no one knows. In this, touchscreen is a very far off story. Now I am interested in ROM. Why there is ROM inside a computer? Yes.
When we switch on the system, we get the system's name as like LG like that, and it will be stored in the ROM memory.
So you mean to say the name of the system is stored inside ROM?
We store it permanently. One cannot erase it.
Okay, you are partly right. Acha, I'll tell you. Okay, don't think, don't use your creativity. When you switch on your computer system, can you immediately start working with it? No. The first and the foremost thing that happens is called as post. It says power on self-test, which checks whether all your external devices are attached to the processor properly or not. Have you given this command? Have you given this command? No. Then who has given it? ROM. After post, we have BIOS. That is basic input-output system. It checks whether all the internal components are connected to the computer properly or not. Okay, what you can check it out for yourself. Before starting your computer, just pull out your RAM chip and then you start your computer and see what happens. You will be having a long beep, ting, and it won't stop. You should know one thing, that your RAM chip is not in the slot. Switch off your computer, pull out your RAM chip fully, and then once again press fit it. And then you start, your problem will be solved. That's called as basic input-output system. It is nothing but a set of instructions. Have you given this instruction? The answer is no. So who has given it? ROM. After that starts memory testing. All the memory cells inside the RAM has to be checked for, from 1 to whatever it is, 1 GB, 2 GB, 4 GB. Have you given this command? No. So who has given it? ROM. After that, detecting IDE drives, whether all the hard drives are properly connected or not. This command is again not given by you. It is given by the, yes, ROM. After that, verifying DMI pool data. After that, loading operating system. This operating system resides on hard disk. And this ROM has to be, this operating system has to be loaded in RAM. Who gives this command? And the answer is ROM. In short, your computer is sleeping. It is in a switch off mode. It is sleeping. Okay, and when you switch it on, actually you are instigating ROM. Hey ROM, come on, get up. Then ROM will get up. What happened? Watch your computer started. Hey, BIOS, come on, start working. Hey, post, verifying DMI pool data. Hey, operating system, come on, get yourself loaded in RAM. And once the operating system is loaded in RAM, the work of ROM is over. And then ROM is, okay, everything is loaded, my work is over, I'll go to sleep. And then RAM starts working. It works till you don't give the command of shutting down. Once you give the command of shutdown, what RAM does is, it pulls out from itself the components of operating system. You must have seen the movie Robot. Last scene, like last one, where that robot dismantles itself. Okay, same thing is done by the RAM. It pulls out all the components of operating system and it sends it back to the operating system. And when the last component is removed, you can hear a sound, tuck, and then your computer is switched off. And then if you start your computer again you are asking the ROM to get up. This process is called as booting. It is also referred to as bootstrap, and that is initiated by ROM, and this is the only use of ROM. You cannot store your data into ROM. Only reading, no writing, and that is fine, but this is the exact use of ROM. Are you understanding? So that was nothing but ROM. Then after this ROM, we are moving to the different types of ROM. We are moving to different types of ROM. Listen very carefully. Please calm down. We have PROM. We have PROM, that is programmable read-only memory. Now, programmable read-only memory means you can have an additional ROM chip and then you can program it. You cannot program your own ROM. Programming your own ROM will be like a doctor operating on his own brain. You stand in front of the mirror, he'll open it and then he'll operate. Is it possible? It's not. इतना बोर हो रहा है क्या कि गाने वाने चालू हो गए अभी? स्विच ऑफ बंद नहीं होता तो इधर ऐसा पटकना कि बंद हो जाएगा, कभी उसके बाद बोलेगा ही नहीं कुछ. अच्छा, listen. Hey, I was talking about PROM, that is programmable read-only memory. Then we have erasable programmable read-only memory. Erasable programmable read-only memory, it will erase the contents of a ROM chip. I mean to say that ROM chip contents can be erased. Now how to erase it? Yes, you have to pass electric current and not 240 volts. Don't try such things at home. मस्त plug मिल गया, उसमें डाल दिया ROM chip. स्विच ऑन कर दिया, ROM चिप जल जाएगा, सेंटर शॉक, बाल खड़े हो जाएंगे. तुम लोग ऐसा कुछ करेगा तो काला मोर बनेगा. अच्छा, listen. I was talking about erasable programmable read-only memory. Your computer components work on 6 volt electricity. Okay, so this particular ROM chip, if you pass 12 volt of electricity, the contents of the ROM will be erased. Okay, that is actually electrically erasable programmable read-only memory. And EPROM, if you just expose that chip to ultraviolet rays, that is sunlight, and in Chennai sunlight is very powerful. Okay, so that contents will get erased. That is nothing but ROM. Now, discussing about the various peripheral devices. Now we are discussing about the peripheral devices. Hello. Please stay calm. Peripheral devices. What are peripheral devices? Any hardware component apart from CPU is called as peripheral devices. Anything apart from CPU is called as peripheral device. Keyboard, mouse, monitor, scanner, printer, mic, speakers, everything is peripheral devices. So these peripheral devices are divided into two parts. One is called as the input device. Yes, output device. So smart. Input output device, and the other one is called as storage device. होता है. Acha, now this input devices are those devices through which you take input, and output devices are those devices on which you give output. Am I right? This now is further divided into input, yes, output. Various input devices. Wait, keyboard. Hey, listen, mouse is actually a pointing device which is used under graphical user interface. I mean to say Windows. Okay, try to use mouse in DOS. You can't use. There is no mouse cursor. You can use only keyboard. You can only type characters. No audio, no video, no colors, no picture, no images, nothing. Only black screen and white characters. That's it. It's called as a character-based interface. And this is a graphical user interface. There you can use a mouse. Technically speaking, mouse is not an input device. Mouse is a pointing device. But your module says that mouse is the input device. And module is Bible for you. Gita, Quran for you. So whatever module says is absolutely right. Mouse is also an input device. Then we have scanner and what? Touch screen and joystick and what? Barcode reader. Hey, wait. Can I say MICR? Can I say MICR? Hello. MICR? MICR is a magnetic ink character recognition. And this is seen at the bottom of your checkbook, check. It is actually special pictures printed with special ink. It looks like number, but it is actually not numbers. That is MICR. Then we have OCR, optical character reader, which you can see in malls. Then we have OMR, optical mark recognition. Are CPT exams? Round, stop. Right or wrong? That is called as a OMR. Okay. Then coming to the output devices. We have monitors and printer. Monitor gives you the soft copy. Because you can change the contents, and printer you will get a hard copy because you cannot change it. See, changing means not overwriting. You can put a whitener and then you write it. That is overwriting. That is not changing. So monitor gives you the soft copy and printer gives you the hard copy. Now monitor is of different type. Number one is called as the CRT monitor, the cathode ray tube. Okay. Then that monitor started visiting a gym and it became LCD. That is liquid crystal display. It was health conscious. Then it started dieting, zero figure LED, light emitting diodes. You have a variance, it's called as plasma. And you have one more type is called as TFT. And TFT stands for thin film transistor. It stands for thin film transistor. Thin film transistor is what you see on your cell phones. Yes, that mobile phone screen is actually a TFT, a small one. Then talking about printers. Printers, again you have two types. A, impact and a non-impact. Now, what is an impact printer? Impact printer is that printer where you will have an impact. Where you will have an impact. This is nothing but impact. There is a dash, there is a collision. It's called as impact. See a typewriter. Now you can see it in museum, but still a typewriter. There is a key. You press that key, and that hammer head comes out. It comes in contact with the paper. There is a contact. There is an ink ribbon in between, and you have the impression on the paper. Am I right or wrong? So that exactly is nothing but something called as impact printers. Okay? A dot matrix printer is an impact printer. A daisy wheel printer is an impact printer. All these printers are called as impact printers. I'll just note down types of impact printers is dot matrix, dot matrix, and maybe say laser print. Sorry. Daisy wheel printer. Daisy wheel printer. It's a outdated technology. Baba Adam ke zamane ka hai. Okay. And non-impact means there is no physical contact between the printing head and the paper. The ink is spurted on the paper. That's one way. Or you have an invisible electrostatic image created, and that is been spurted with fine powder, and that exactly happens with a laser printer. So in non-impact printer, I can say laser printer and desk jet printers. So these are nothing but two different types of printers. Getting it? Okay. Then we have the storage part. What are the different types of storage devices? We have number one, the hard disk drive, then floppy disk drive, compact disk, DVDs, Blu-ray disc. Don't call it as pen drive, it is called as flash memory. It is called as flash memory. When this flash memory is connected with USB, it is called as pen drive. It is actually flash memory. Anything more? Smart card? Smart card? What is a smart card? Huh? Sorry? Memory card? Arey, your memory card is nothing but your flash memory. Magnetic? Wheel? Reel? No. Arey, everyone in this classroom is using a smart card. SIM card, yes. Your SIM card is nothing but a smart card. SIM actually is synchronous identification module, and it stores some contacts. It also stores some messages. That is nothing but a smart card. Understanding? So that was nothing but your part called as hardware. Now talking about software. Talking about software. Hello. I was talking about software. Software is nothing but it is perfectly intangible. The first type of software is called as application software. The first type of software is called as application software. Now what exactly is this application software? Application software is that software which is used by end users. The end user software. You are all end users? Whatever software you are using is called as application software. You play a game? N number of games we play. Alright? Okay. All these games are nothing but the software. Which software? Application software. Do we require some special expertise to play a particular game? Array, what is it? You can practice for some days and you are a master of it. No game in this world requires expertise. Okay, everyone can play it. That is called as an application software. Then, software which is used by railways, by banks. You must have seen people working in banks. How they work. Okay, they are very, or I would say super slow. They operate computer with only 2 fingers. They don't know that the rest of the 8 fingers are also to be used. Okay, ask for a ticket for railway reservation. Hopeless people. Okay, search for keys. Suppose if you want to book a ticket for Mumbai, okay, it is called as CST. You press C. Again you will search it. Because CST, in this way they work. Slow. They are not qualified, I would say, to work on computers. They are training for just 5-10 days and then they are working with systems. And they are slow. So whatever system they are working with or whatever application, whatever software they are working with is called as application software. Understanding what is application software? Okay. Now moving to the next one is called as developmental software. Now what is this developmental software? Now, you all use application software, right? Now, if you are using the application software, there must be someone who must have created this application. This application is not creation of God, no? Huh? It came down from heaven. But some magician must have created it. Abracadabra, take this software. Is it so? Someone, a programmer must have created it. No, programmer is not a God. He must have used some tools, some equipment, some program to create an application. Right? Any tool, any equipment, any program, a software that is being used for creating applications is called as developmental software. So, developmental software is that software which is used for writing applications, for creating applications. And last but not the least is called as system software. Okay. Last but not the least is called as system software. Now what exactly is this system software? System software is that software which makes the hardware work. Application software is working for me. Developmental software is preparing applications. Then what a system software is doing? System software is controlling the hardware. System software is running the hardware, and hardware which is working is of my use. The best example I can quote for system software is operating systems. What operating system is doing for me? Nothing. See, Tally is maintaining my accounts. Paintbrush is drawing pictures for me. With the help of Word, I can draft letters. With the help of Excel, I can have my data in a tabular format. PowerPoint helps me in making presentations. Windows Media Player helps me in listening music and watching movies, and etc. 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 Am I right or wrong? What an operating system is doing for me? The answer is nothing. I'm saying for me as an individual, what an operating system is doing? It is doing nothing. It's like, say, suppose petrol. What is the use of petrol for us? Nothing. Drink petrol? You wash with petrol? Yeah, try to drink petrol. I'm not hungry people over here. I'm talking about you. Are we using petrol directly? No. But the same petrol is filled inside a vehicle, then your vehicle will run, and the vehicle that runs is an asset for me. Am I right? Yes. In the same way, an operating system will make the hardware work, and the hardware which is working, the hardware which is running is of my use, is an asset for me. That's why it is called as a system software. It's of no use for us, but it makes the hardware run. It is used by us indirectly, I would say. So that is nothing but something called as what? Operating system is a system software. Okay? So these are the three different types of softwares. In the second chapter, we will be learning in detail about operating systems. In third and in fourth chapter, we will be learning in detail about application software. Developmental software is not there in your syllabus. Actually, it is clubbed with application software. Never ever in your module you will find the word developmental software. Developmental software and application software have no segregation from your syllabus point of view. Okay? And then the last segment before we take a break is the liveware. Now, listen. Hello, 10 minutes. Exact 10 minutes. Liveware. I said liveware are individuals, people who are working with computers. Am I right or wrong? Yes. There are different types of people working with computers. The first and the foremost is this. It's called as end user. Individual name, end user. End user is that person who has got some basic knowledge of software. Okay, he knows a bit of Word, Excel, PowerPoint. He must have done a government recognized course, MSCIT. Okay, that course he must have done. You know it? No? Maybe it is available only in Maharashtra. Maharashtra State Certificate in Computing. I'm sorry, it is not known over here. Some basic course, basic 6 months course you have done. Operating course. That is done by end user. People who are operating a full-fledged system, like people working in bank, they know only the banking software. Right? People who are working in reservation counters, they know only how to use that software. They are focusing only to a specific software. They are software centered, I would say, and that is called as the end user. Then the next one is called as junior. They're called as junior programmer. Now, who is a junior programmer? A junior programmer is that programmer who writes code, who does programming, and this programming which he is doing is very, very basic. All the general programs, basic programs that you are writing is done with the help of, is done by a junior programmer. That is done by a junior programmer. So like, for example, generating some report, okay, is done by a junior programmer. Okay, what are the products available inside a store? Write a program for it. It will be done by a junior programmer. There are some small programs. Accepting the marks of the students and calculating total and average is very basic. That is done by a junior programmer. Then the next one is senior programmer. Now, a senior programmer is a very intelligent person. He is a hardcore programmer. And he can write any code almost for any problem. कोई भी प्रॉब्लम लेके जाओ उसके पास and he has a solution for it. Okay, but it is only restricted to small problems. I'm talking about small problems. Big problem is actually combination of small problems. Am I right? And such big problems are solved by a highly technical person, that is system analyst. This person is called as what? System analyst. Now, system analyst is that person who has got a complete view of the software, complete view of the project. He knows how the data will come in. He knows what data will be processed. He knows how the data will be processed. He knows where to store the data. He knows where exactly is the intermediate storage. He knows what is the output required. He knows how this output should be generated. He knows where the output should be given. Each and everything about the software, about the project is known by a system analyst. It's like having a bird's eye view of the entire project, and that has been done by a system analyst. Getting it? What a system analyst is doing? Then we have a system tester. Now, system tester is not at all intelligent person. You might be thinking it is coming after a system analyst, so he must be better than a system analyst. No. He is like an end user. But he is not working with that system. His task is, once a project or once a system is developed, he will be given with some test data. Hey, this is the input and this is what the output expected. Now put the input and check whether you are getting this output. If he gets that output, he will certify, yes, it is done. If he is not getting that output, he cannot tell what the problem is. He has to report to system analyst with the problem. Okay? He has no knowledge of programming, or he will have some bit knowledge of programming, but he can't diagnose any problem. That is called as the system tester. And then we have the last one called as project manager. Now, a project manager, hello, a project manager is that person, okay, who looks after the management of the project. He is a non-technical person. You must have learned in your 11th and 12th standard management. Management is an art of getting the things done to other people. Many Parker call it. To manage is to forecast, is to plan, is to organize, is to command, to coordinate, and to control. Agree for all. Right or wrong? The same thing, getting the work done from all these people is the work of a project manager. And this complete chart is nothing but the components of a computing system.